The home of the little family was a pleasant place near a park in New York City. In the morning, the sun streamed in through the east windows, and all the littles were up early as a general rule. Stuart was a great help to his parents and to his older brother George. He was of a small size and could do things that a mouse can do and was agreeable about doing them. One day, when Mrs. Little was washing out the bathtub after Mr. Little had taken a bath, she lost a ring from her finger and was horrified to discover that it had fallen down the drain. So now here, the Littles family, they had the habit of getting up early and doing up all their duties, and it is said that Stuart was of a great help to his family. He used to help his parents and he also helped his brother in various matters, and he was very much agreeable to do so. He agreed to help everyone. So it tells that as his character, he was a very helpful mouse or a helpful person in this aspect. But then one day there was an incident. Mrs. Little had lost her ring, which had fallen down, and it had fallen down the drain. And this incident had created a chaotic situation at home, and they were trying hard to take it back. "What am I to do?" she cried, trying to keep the tears back. "If I were you," said George, "I would bend a hairpin in the shape of a fish hook, tie it onto a piece of string, and try to fish the ring out with it." So Mrs. Little found a piece of string and a hairpin, and for about half an hour, she fished for the ring. But it was dark inside the drain, and the hook always seemed to catch on to something before she could get it down to where the ring was. So here, this paragraph shows us the effort that was made to get back the ring. And George had given them an idea to fish out the ring with a hook. And Mrs. Little, she tried it out, but there was no much of luck. She was not able to get it back. She was horrified. The meaning of the word horrified is extremely shocked that she had lost her ring. And she tried to get it back by applying the idea that George had given, but that idea did not work much. "What luck?" inquired Mr. Little, coming into the bathroom. "No luck at all," said Mrs. Little. "The ring is so far down, I can't fish it up." "Why don't we send Stuart down after it?" suggested Mr. Little. "How about it, Stuart? Would you like to try?" "Yes, I can," Stuart replied. "But I think I'll better get into my old pants. I imagine it's wet down there." So here finally Mr. Little comes out and gives his suggestion, and he suggests that they need to send Stuart down the drain and see if he can get it. And when Mr. Little asked him to do so, he was ready to help. So it tells us how helpful he is towards his family. He loved them so much, and he was ready to help his family whenever they were in need. Now that is a good, you can say a good value that we learn from this lesson, because we have to help our family members when they are in need. Because as the saying goes, charity begins at home. Yes, we have to help our parents in whatever small activities that we do, or in whatever small way. We should try and find out ways to help our family. So over here, Stuart was very helpful. His nature was that he was very helpful. And so he decided that he would go down the drain to take out the ring. But before that, there was something he did. He said that it would be quite wet down there, so he would change into an old pair of pants. So that means that not only was he helpful, he was also thoughtful. He felt that it would be too wet down, so he did not dive into it completely. He changed into an old pair of clothes, and then he decided to go. So it tells that he was a very thoughtful mouse too. "It's all of that," said George, who was a little annoyed that his hook idea hadn't worked. So Stuart slipped into his old pants and prepared to go down the drain after the ring. He decided to carry the string along with him, leaving one end in charge of his father. So here George was a little annoyed that his idea did not work, but then nonetheless Stuart, he changed and he slipped into the drain, but before going down he caught a hold of the string, and one end of the string his father was holding on to. So that proves that he was clever. In case something happens or if it's dangerous, he can always escape. So he was also a clever mouse. So these are the qualities that a mouse possesses in this particular story that we are learning. So here he was a clever one, and so he held on to the rope that his father was holding from one end. When I jerk 3 times on the string, pull me up, he said. And while Mr. Little knelt near the tub, Stuart slid easily down the drain and was lost to view. In a minute or so, there came 3 quick jerks on the string, and Mr. Little carefully pulled it up. There at the end was Stuart with the ring safely around his neck. So he told his father that he would pull or jerk the string 3 times, and that time it's a signal for his father to pull him up. And his father, he was kneeling near the tub, and Stuart easily he went down the drain, slipped down the drain, and he was lost to view. The meaning of the word lost to view means a person could not be seen, or the mouse could not be seen. So he was lost to view. The meaning of the word jerk is to pull something with a sudden, short, sharp movement. And so what happened was that in a minute or so, there came 3 quick jerks on the string, and Mr. Little, he carefully pulled it up. And at the end was Stuart, and Stuart was successful in his endeavor. He was successful to get back the ring, and it was safely around his neck. "Oh, my brave little son," said Mrs. Little proudly as she kissed Stuart and thanked him. So she was very happy. She was really sad that she had lost the ring and went down the drain, and whatever they tried did not work. But Stuart, he managed to take back the ring by doing something so heroic like going down the drain. And he took the ring, and she was so happy, and she was proud of him. And she said that, "My little son," and she kissed Stuart and thanked him. She was very proud of him. "How was it down there?" asked Mr. Little, who was always curious to know about the places he had never been to. "It was all right," said Stuart. So father was very much curious to know about what places are, like places he has not been to. And obviously nobody would go down the drain, but a mouse can. So he was asking him, how was it down there? So it proves that he was someone who was very much curious to know about different places. "It was all right," was Stuart's reply, but the truth was that the drain had made him very slimy, and it was necessary for him to take a bath and sprinkle himself with a bit of his mother's perfume before he felt himself again. Everybody in the family thought that he had been awfully good about the whole thing. So over here, as I told you, father asked him how it was. He said it was fine. But then the truth was that the drain had made him feel completely slimy. The meaning of the word slimy is a sticky kind of a liquid. You might be aware about slime, which is actually a sticky, gluish kind of a liquid. And the meaning over here is covered in a thick, unpleasant liquid. So obviously the drain consists of all the unwanted wastewater, and so it would be slimy, right? And it was necessary for him to take a bath and sprinkle himself with his mother's perfume before he could feel normal again. In spite of all the difficulties that he went through, he was happy that he was able to help his mother. And also everybody in the family thought that he was awfully good about the entire incident, and he was very brave in order to take that big step, going down the drain, because he can also lose his life, right? But still he did not think about that, and he was ready to help his family. So they were all so proud of him, and they loved him dearly. And here, okay, so this lesson that we've learnt is very unusual, and also there is a certain message given here. It tells us that a mouse, who is a tiny creature or tiny animal, can be a major character or a hero of a story, provided the person or the mouse has two great qualities in him. That is, he had a strong willpower to do what he is doing. However small or little it is, he had great willpower, and he also had a lot of self-confidence. These two qualities are the most important things that would help us to achieve our goals. So, size does not matter. That is the main message that this gives you. Irrespective of whatever it is, whether your size or the background you're coming from, it does not mean anything, but you just need to have self-confidence and the willpower to do something, and nothing would stop you from achieving your goals. So these are the main message that is being given, but it is presented in such a way that an animal or a mouse is considered as a human being. It's called personification, given all human values, qualities and emotions so that we could relate to him. So we can also understand that for us to get something good in life, or for us to achieve our goals, we need to have certain good qualities in us. Now, other than that, the mouse also had very other good qualities in him, like he was kind, he was helpful, he was pleasant, and then again he had a strong willpower, and he was also very self-confident. And so I hope you all understood the lesson, and I hope you read it at home, because reading is always fun, and it would improve your language and your vocabulary. So we come to the end of that lesson, and I really hope all of you read it thoroughly at home. Thank you.